Welcome to the IBM Software as a Service demonstration series. In this series, we'll demonstrate some architectural patterns exploiting features in IBM middleware for building software as a service solutions. We will demonstrate a set of features in Lotus Forms, DB2, and Websphere Process Server which can be exploited to build a multi-tenant approval workflow framework. This framework can be shared between multiple tenants and can be customized for different types of approval workflows for these tenants. Lotus Forms 3.0 is based on open standards and provides digital signature capabilities to support compliance with government and industry regulations. Lotus Forms uses the XML-based extensible forms description language and supports integration with business process workflows and file attachments. DB2 version 9.5 is a market-leading relational database product, and it supports XML as a native data type. This powerful feature facilitates multi-tenant architectures from data perspective. In our implementation, we store XFDL, Lotus Form structure in XML columns within relational tables. Websphere Process Server 6.1 enables simple and flexible execution of WS BPL standards-based business process automation and advanced human workflows and business rules. We will demonstrate 5 technical challenges in the context of a sample multi-tenant banking application first introduced in an earlier demo in the series titled Addressing Software as a Service Challenges Using IBM Middleware. The 5 SaaS challenges that will be addressed in this demo are: how to design a forms-based approval workflow application to be shared by multiple tenant banks. We use a 3-tier architecture with shared components in Lotus Forms, Websphere Process Server, and DB2 9.5. How to design forms for different tenant banks. We use Lotus Forms for each bank with common metadata fields. How to store forms for different banks in a shared database. We use shared DB2 9.5 XML tables with a tenant ID and form ID parameters. How to customize a shared approval workflow for different banks. We store approval data in XML and a shared BPL process in Websphere Process Server, including human tasks integrated with Lotus Forms. How to restrict data access for different banks in shared tables. Row-level security in shared tables is enforced with DB2 9.5 label-based access control feature. This picture represents isolated environments for Bank 1, Bank 2, and Bank 3. Each bank or tenant has its own database, custom user interfaces, and custom development of forms and approval workflow processing. Bank 1 has simple linear approvals for new accounts. Bank 2 has serial approval flow for new loan requests. Bank 3 has a combination of parallel and serial approvals for new loan requests. Each of these scenarios require custom development and hosting. This scenario shows how 3 banks are hosted in a multi-tenant banking environment. A shared database schema is used across 3 tenants: Bank 1, Bank 2, and Bank 3. Each bank has its own virtual application user interfaces that are administered through the tenant configuration data. A common workflow engine is used to process the workflow using common metadata fields in the Lotus Forms. Multi-tenant application architecture is shown, and it helps answer the question how to design a forms-based approval workflow application to be shared by multiple tenant banks. We use products from IBM's enterprise software portfolio to build the web-delivered SaaS framework. To illustrate how the system works, consider a scenario where bank customer invokes Bank 1 application to fill out an auto loan request form. When the bank customer opens the form, field-level security is enabled, and the customer will not be able to act as a bank employee. Customer fills and submits the form after validation of the fields. The SaaS framework will parse the XFDL in the servlet using the Lotus Forms API and retrieves the key metadata fields and looks up the approval data to determine the bank employee who acts as the approver in the approval workflow. Appropriate metadata fields are updated with approval information, and XFDL form is saved as XML in a DB2 table. When the form is inserted or updated in DB2, the notification flow will be triggered to invoke the email service. Also, it could invoke any other interface or web service to update external systems. The form will be marked as completed after all approvals have been obtained, and the customer will be notified of the status. The form will be marked as rejected if one of the approvers rejects the form, and the customer will be notified of the status.